we are going to go ahead and move on to this bug where when we click on the user story delete, it opens up the user story accordion, and I don't love it. So let's go ahead and add some user story. Let's create. All right, so now if I have this open and I click the delete, it goes ahead and opens up the modal, all right? If it's already open, I don't mind. My issue is if I click on it, it opens up the modal, and I don't love that. So that is the behavior that I would like to fix, okay? So I am going to do a hacky solution, I think here, but this does tell me that this is a place where I need to look into more the behavior of the accordion and see where I can do a non-hacky solution, because now my hacky solutions are starting to stack up. Because here we have this edit, right? I changed it that when update story name is true, it's going to give me this input box, and it looks like it's the same box, but it's really not, right? But I'm going to utilize that, okay? And I'm going to add another state like this one, but for the delete button, okay? And you'll see in a second what I mean by this is starting to get a little bit hacky. Okay, so I'm going to add a state, and I'm going to say const start delete set start delete. And I'm going to use state, and I'm going to start with it at false. Okay? So now what I want to say is basically here, I want to say if update story name is true. So if I'm updating the name of the story, then I'm going to show this. Or if my start delete is true. Okay? I am going to say that my start delete is true when I click on this delete button here. Okay? So I'm going to find my delete button, and instead of on open, okay, well, I'm going to leave on open here because this is within the box, okay? But instead of on open here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say set, and I make an inline function, and I'm going to say set start delete to true, okay? And I'm going to just start with that. So when I click this button now, nothing's going to open, okay? And it's going to set start delete true, which if start delete true is, then it's going to show what's in here instead, okay? That is not great, okay? Because the issue now here is that it's going to make it look like we now are having an input. So what we need to do then is we need to actually wrap this whole thing, okay? And instead, we are going to now look at whether or not update, and I'm sure there are much better ways to do this, but this is going to be my make it work phase. So if update story name is true, then we'll show this. Otherwise, we are going to show this. And we're going to put it in like that. Okay? So now my delete is true. And you can see, right, as I'm clicking on here, nothing's happening because I'm not showing an accordion anymore. I'm just showing this box. Okay? So what we want to do then is so let's go ahead and refresh the page. Let's take a look. Okay, so now if I click here, it's gonna let me update my story. So let's say edit. Perfect. Okay, if I click here, nothing looks like it changes. Okay, but now this is not clickable. Okay, if I click here, now it should be clickable, but it's not. Okay, because we set this here to true. Okay, so what we want to do then is I'm trying to find the right. All right, so this is, so now if I click on this again, it's gonna do on open. Okay, so what we wanna do here then is we wanna set start delete true, but we also still want to say on open. Okay, so let's close out of this so we can reset everything. And we're gonna hit our trash button. You can see it does not open, but it goes ahead and says, do you want to delete this user story? Okay, there's two options here. We either close out of it because no, we don't want to delete the story, or we do, so we click delete user story. So let's first close out of it and see what happens. Close out of it, cool, but you can tell this one is clickable, this one's not. So what we want to do then is on close, okay, we want it to close, but we also want to return our state first start delete back to false. All right, so let's close out of that. All right, so right, this is clickable, this is clickable, this is clickable. All right, let's go ahead and click our trash can. All right, good. If I don't want, I would change my mind. Nope. Now this is clickable. Nice. If I do decide, yeah, I actually want this changed, then I can click delete user story. Okay. If I click here, all right, I'm starting to edit this. Okay. If I click the trash can, I can go ahead and do that. I can exit. I can still edit this. Okay. Let's edit this and then let's delete it. And it works. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. So now we can, now if we have this open and we click the trash can, it's gonna close it. I don't mind, that's fine, right? And we can delete it. So that is going to be how I'm going to, in a hacky way, fix this bug. But now that I'm starting to have a lot of conditional statements in here, it tells me that I need to research a better option and start looking into how I would refactor this component. All right, I will see you in the next video where we will delete a feature.